Sled Gang, they're coming for us.
The snowboard's been waxed and the chocolate is hot. STEEPCAST reporting with you live from the top of Mount Blanc. Snow mist me, making you miss me. Cause I'm hucking it up 12, I throw it into a misty. I'm a hunter, knuckle hucker, motherfucker.
Welcome back to STEEPCAST. This is episode 26. We are now judging the real ski entries, and they are incredible. We will be showing all 25 runs on Sunday, July 5th in 2 videos at 1 p.m. Eastern. That gives all of you Independence Day off, or if you're in Europe, you just call it Saturday. Be sure to watch along with us on the 5th so you can be a part of the fan favorite vote. And the following Saturday, July 11th, we will be bringing you the Real Ski Finals. We will show the top 6 videos with full judges commentary and declare the winner of Real Ski. So get ready, because the next 2 weekends, Real Ski's coming at you.
I am so looking forward to crowning our first ever Real Ski champion in the upcoming weeks, but we have another champion to crown right now for Check My Steez 10. In third place, we saw slightly burnt Pad Thai with his lightning fast run, followed by P-Dub in second with great flow, huge drops all chained together, and some killer camera work. But the person who blew our judges away the most was our first place winner, the Space Clump. This run was Steez to the max, so everyone asking us for our descriptions of Steez, go and check out the Space Clump's run over on the Check My Steez Discord. Next week, Check My Steez is heading back to Japan to tackle Sapporo. Riders will start around 5660 north and 5353 west by the road sign. The run will end by one of 3 gorgeous lakes that lie below. This location leaves a lot of room for creativity, so enjoy exploring all of the complicated lines at your disposal for this one. As is tradition, this is an unbroken line competition, so plan your run carefully. Your run will need to be 3 minutes and 30 seconds or less, and when you're all done, you can submit that run to the Check My Steez Discord server. We have a link to join that down in the description. Submissions close on July 8th at midnight Pacific time. For full rules and details for Check My Steez 11, you can head over to r/steep and check that post at the top. As you may have already guessed, the video behind us right now was my run submission from Check My Steez 10. It wasn't the best by any means, but hey, editing can make anything look semi-decent.
Well, you didn't manage to make the podium in Check My Steez. I think you win for having the best song possible. And oh, would you look at the time? Nick, are you ready? Nick? Are you getting tired of this yet?
Yes, it's time for the Reddit Roundup!
Our first post this week and the top upvoted post of the week comes from J-Dog Productions. It is a picture of what looks to be the ice in Antarctica or the Arctic, where it is glowing from underneath. Some light blue clear ice with the snow all around it. This is one of those spots that I would just love to visit in real life. It is gorgeous. It also looks like the water down in Alaska, which is one of the underrated parts of the game.
Next, we have a video from a human clown emoji taking on the Whimper Extreme Race, and this one is just ridiculously fast. It looks like he has the entire run under total control, and he is prized for top pole position, but right as he's approaching that final gate, he clips one of those rocks, sends himself flying. You think all is lost, but wait! His body soars through the air and lands directly on the finish line. Great accident. Truly, a task failed successfully.
We've got a funny one coming from Ev Steeps. The bridge just really spat me out like that, where you get a nice little cinematic of the bridge and then his character comes flying out of the base, tumbling in a full-on yard sale.
Next up is a screenshot from Christmas Flamingo. It's a great picture, but when you zoom into the guy, there's a whole lot going on there. I don't think I've ever seen that skin on the mountain. It looks like he has a leopard print neck pillow like you take on the airplanes, What on earth is going on? I love the racing suit with the yellow and the brown, but I just don't know what to make of this. Well, and he's also sitting like he has a lot to talk about and he's just been bottling it up. Like, this man needs a good cry or a strong beer. One of the two will make him a whole lot happier. But congratulations, I guess, Christmas Flamingo? You stumped me on this one.
And finally, from Happy Xenon XE, we have his first edit called Pursuit of Pink Snow, The Path to Monte Rosa, and this thing is worth the full watch. He has some excellent cinematics and some of the best camera work I've seen recently in Steep. I would love to see all of the mountains highlighted in this way.
As always, thank you to everyone over on r/Steep for continuing to publish beautiful content for the rest of the community to all get behind and gawk over for the week. Okay, so now it's time that we tackle something that we have been avoiding for a long time. That's right, it's time to talk about Sled Gang.
You know, we joke about it a lot. You guys post pictures, you hashtag Sled Gang, you joke and you say how sleds are the best part about the game. You send all these great pictures for the weekly challenge, and we always make somewhat of a joke about it, but it's time that we just come out and say it. Sleds need their own video game.
Yeah, we'll give you a moment to process that. But the sleds are underrated and they deserve their own AAA platform to truly shine.
They did not deserve to be added into some other game in a fun, lighthearted, wacky Winterfest DLC.
Ugh, I shudder every time I hear that name.
That is not what sledding is about. Sleds are by far the best way to get down any mountain, and it's one of the most versatile sports you can do.
Yeah, and all of those customization options, you know, with skis and snowboards, you get one design that you can put on either one snowboard or two skis. Sleds have slats of wood that you can customize every single slat. I mean, come on, the customization options are limitless. There are so many aspects of the sled that can be made yours through a very simple customization slider.
There are so many different types of sleds, it's ridiculous. We're just going to go through some of the options. I'm talking about the classic toboggan, the flexible flyer, the skeleton, the luge, the bobsled, the kick sled, the snow scooter is also considered a sled, an inflatable snow tube, a horse-drawn sleigh, a saucer, the cafeteria tray, and the foam slider.
Wait, hold on, stop, go back. Did you say the snow ski counts as a sled?
Well, it is a snowboard with a steering handle on it, but guess what? You can sit down on that bad boy.
This is the game I've been waiting for!
And don't you even get me started on the different types of wood you could build your sled out of.
And before we get to that, you might be thinking to yourself, Nick, Mitch, hold on a second. Steep has the X Games. Steep has the Olympics tied onto it. But listen, take a minute. It's been a while since we saw the Winter Olympics in 2018 in South Korea. And just think back. Bobsleds, skeleton, luge. We got the Olympics in the sled video game too.
I think I've got one even better for you, Nick. If you want fast-paced,
Yes.
multiplayer,
Yes.
intense,
Yes.
several hours competition,
Yes.
the Iditarod, sled dog racing.
Game over. That's it. Lights out. This is the new Ubisoft title. Put a fork in it. This idea is done. If Ubisoft doesn't want to pick this up, Mitch and I will forge our own path ahead. Sleds is coming to you within the next 10 years, maybe.
And we will be taking the title of the best winter sports game in existence.
Okay, so you brought up titles, and we need to workshop some titles for the game. We've thought all of this through. We've gotten this far. I think we could pitch this to a production company, but we do need a working title for this.
Well, we can go with the classic and just rip off Steep and call it Sleds.
Sled with a period also works.
Very classy. We could go for one with multiple sequels. We could go for Sled Dead Redemption and Sled Dead Redemption 2.
Yeah, I like where you're going. We could do a night mode, a DLC that's called Sled by Daylight.
That'll be fun, some asymmetric multiplayer. We could take this off of the Earth and go into sled space.
The Walking Sled.
That could be some classic zombie action game. Left 4 Sled.
Oh, and then of course we do have Five Nights at Sleddy's.
And we forgot one of our favorite video games of all time, Sled Island.
Oh my god. And Sled Island 2 if it ever comes out.
What was it? Sled Island Riptide. You could use a sled on the ocean.
Okay, so I think we have our titles, at least we have a decent amount of titles to pick from, but what's the music gonna be like? Like, who are we gonna put in this game to complement all of this incredible sled action?
Well, I'd be remiss if I didn't mention the Grateful Sled.
Oh, we could also get some tracks from the Sled Kennedys.
Ooh, that one flows nicely off the tongue. We could take it harder, too. We could go with some Sled Mouse.
I'm done with this bit.
Don't worry, guys. You will be the first to know when we start our Kickstarter for the first Nick and Mitch video game coming in 2030, Sleds.
That's right, coming to you at release of the Xbox One XS, One, 2, and the PS6. Stay tuned for more details. That was only a teaser. All right, I think we're done. We beat this dead horse.
Don't you mean we beat this sled horse?
Moving on to the weekly challenge.
Well, we're over to the weekly challenge, and we're not done with sleds yet. This weekly challenge was Sled Gang, so we have some wonderful submissions from Free Skier, Ev, Slightly Burnt Pad Thai, Steepest Legend, and Lucas.
Roll it! Thank you, as always, to everyone who submitted this week for Sled Gang. Next week, we will be showing the submissions for In the Shadows. That was a challenge submitted by Free Skier. And the following week, we will be taking submissions for Secret Spot. We want us to show you guys your favorite hideaway up on the mountains. It can be any mountain range, anywhere in the game. We want to see where you guys go to relax and hang out, your Zen spot, as it was put 2 or 3 episodes back. You guys are always asking for Mitch and I's favorite spots on the mountains, and it's time that we hear yours. If you can muster up the courage to give away your secret hangout, you can submit those pictures or videos over on our Discord page under the Weekly Challenge tab. Mitch, I got a question.
Hold that thought. Okay, what is it?
Are we Wingsuit Gang? This isn't my question. This was asked by Kerr Wingsuit Man. He wanted to know if we are Wingsuit Gang.
I feel like we just came out to everyone as Sled Gang in the main topic. I guess my backup may be Rocket Wingsuit Gang.
Rocket Wing Gang all day, baby! But, I mean, after that, yeah, Sled Gang. I mean, we just did an episode on it. Sorry, Kerr.
The next question's kind of a hybrid between two. So Ev asked, is Real Snow official? And Slightly Burnt Pad Thai asked, what events are we looking forward to after Real Snow? And do we think that more edit style events are good?
Well, I think it just comes down to waiting to see how Real Ski goes. We are expecting you guys to really enjoy these submissions. We really enjoyed the submissions. But at the end of the day, it's going to be your guys' response and which format you like. If you like the broadcast one runs like the Knuckle Huck and the Big Air like we did way back in the beginning, or if you like more Check My Steez style submissions with a little bit of commentary added on top of it. Only time will tell what the Tartiflette Games turns into. It's probably going to be a combination of both forever.
Yeah, we like seeing the typical events like slopestyle, big air, half pipe, but I also really enjoy doing kind of steep specific events. So whatever, people come up with is good. And I think the editing one's going to turn out really nice. Steepest Legend asked us which Massif has the best challenges.
Should we count DLC or no?
Yeah, I'd count it in there, whatever's available now.
Okay, well, I have to go with the Asian Massif then, because I still love the road to the Olympics. I love going and doing those events. It's something so simple that you can just replay for hours and hours and get those lines down perfect, specifically like downhill Super G.
And I'm going to go with the Alps. Has all the original challenges, but I think they have some of the most memorable ones, like the one where To Build a Home starts playing, and a lot of the Red Bull Ultra Natural events. Those were some of my favorites to play.
Yeah, the Alps does get a lot of the great challenges because they're just so damn big. Thank you, Steepest Legend. Up next, we have Dun Dun. What's that? Dun Dun. It's questions with Chris Wan. All right, up first, Chris wants to know Tony Hawk or Shaun White.
Oof, man, that's a real tough one because growing up, Tony Hawk was just the man and he was everywhere with his video games. I think Tony Hawk Pro Skater was one of the first games I remember playing with my cousin on PlayStation 1.
Tony Hawk Pro Skater 2 was one of the first games I had on GameCube. But then over on the DS, I also had Shaun White's snowboarding.
And man, Tony Hawk's a continual legend, but I distinctly remember Shaun White just always being the last rider to go and hitting those perfect 100s on the half pipe. And he did it recently in his career while wearing all black. So he was like the epitome of the supervillain, where everyone went out and put out their best effort. And then here comes Shaun White in the all black suit, just crushing it.
I will remember that run until the day I die. When he came on the top of that mountain with that Dark Knight suit, well, it wasn't Batman, it was all black. But oh my God, it sent shivers down my spine. And then he pulled out was that his perfect 10 run? Where he just got a perfect score across the board in the all black?
Yeah, back in the X Games 2012, he came out in the all black helmet, jacket, gloves, boots, and snowboard with some white leopard print pants and hit the perfect 100.
An absolute legend. That being said, I have to go with Tony Hawk. I mean, Tony Hawk paved the way for guys like Shaun White to shine. And Tony Hawk continues to be a true force in the skateboarding industry and in just YouTube and content in general. I mean, if you go over to his Instagram or his Twitter, he's always talking about accounts where he goes and gets a coffee at Starbucks or whatever, and some kid walks up to him and goes, "Hey man, you look like Tony Hawk." And Tony Hawk looks at him and he's like, cool. Tony Hawk is just a household name. You can't beat him. He is the OG. He is the legend. He created the lifestyle brand that is snowboarding, skiing, and skateboarding. Like, it all ties in one with the X Games and stuff. Shaun White will always stand on the shoulders of Tony Hawk.
At the end of the day, I'm going to have to go Tony Hawk. He's just probably one of the most well-known sports figures in the world, and Nick hit pretty much everything on the head.
Okay, so up next, broken leg or broken arm?
I've broken some wrists before, but I'm gonna still pick a broken arm because legs are much harder to heal, and it's just tougher to get around while you have that cast on.
Yeah, we can all take Mitch's advice here. He is a medical professional. I can't answer this because I have never broken a bone in my body. Well, that's not true. I did break both pinky toes at separate times. Okay, are we taking Drunk Mitch or Drunk Nick? I'm gonna have to go with Drunk Mitch, and I don't care to disclose that much of our personal relationship, but I have to go with Drunk Mitch. He's always such a fun time whenever you get a couple beers in him and he just starts running around like a little kid. Almost lost him in Poland one time, but like I said, I don't think we're going to share all of those stories.
I was just going to say both of us together because then you can have the best party you could ever imagine, and we come up with some of our greatest ideas after a few drinks. I specifically remember us doing a 10-minute version of shoutcasting competitive rock climbing together.
Oh, that was such a fun time. Yeah, I'll switch it to both of us. I mean, we have some pretty crazy memories that, one of which I can share. We were drinking, getting ready for the Stanley Cup Finals. We were sitting outside at the outdoor screen in front of the Pittsburgh Penguins stadium downtown, and we won 2 tickets to go in to Game 1 of the Stanley Cup Finals, and we ended up winning that year. But drunk Nick and Mitch were sunbaked out on the lawn. We were drinking for 3 or 4 hours straight before the game started, getting roasted by the sun. And we were approached and were given 2 tickets, so we stumbled our way into the arena and watched the Penguins win the first of 4 games to raise another Stanley Cup.
Yeah, man, some good times were always had in college.
Pitt, Penn State?
Pitt, Penn State. All right, moving on to Bruce Lee or Chuck Norris.
I gotta be honest, I haven't watched a bunch of movies with either of them. I have to go with Bruce Lee.
And I'm going to have to go with Chuck Norris. I think I've just watched a little bit more of him.
Okay, here's one I can answer a little bit better. Schwarzenegger or Stallone? Who are you taking in a fight? The Terminator or Rocky?
You're probably going to be mad, but I'm going to take Schwarzenegger only because when I saw Stallone listed next to it, I was like, what's that guy's first name? Is that Rocky? That might be Rocky.
Rocky is a Pennsylvania icon. How dare you choose Arnold over the legend, the man who built Philadelphia with his own 2 hands? Rocky Balboa is a hero!
Oh yeah, I'm sorry, my least favorite city in this state.
Oh yeah, okay. I'll give it to you. That's fair.
All right, next up, relocating the Steelers or relocating the Pens?
I don't really want to talk about this one. It brings up bad memories because the Pens were slated to be relocated, and it was really super sad until Lemieux stepped in and bought the team. I'll send the Steelers away any day.
Yeah, see ya, Steelers. I'm not that big of a fan of watching the NFL, so I wouldn't miss him too much personally. I cheer for him, but I wouldn't miss him.
Talk about someone we don't miss. Would we rather have Antonio Brown as a Steeler until he retires, or the Steelers always get swept by the Browns every year?
I am going to go with having Antonio Brown on the team until he retires, only because it is hilarious to listen to the drama, the talk shows, the radio shows, the memes, everything that comes out about Antonio Brown. And it just gets elevated in Pittsburgh.
Oh yeah, it's all fun and games for you to say that you would take him back just for the shits and giggles. But Baltimore, there are rumors that the Ravens might actually pick up Antonio Brown for the next season, and my skin is just boiling right now. I do not want that man to come to the second city that I've lived in.
Maybe you should do everyone a favor and move to New England then.
Yeah, but they already tried that. It's a lose-lose. Let's just send him to the Rams.
And the final part of the fast round is living in Asia or living in Europe.
Ooh, that is tough. That might be the toughest question that you have given us, Chris.
For me, it's pretty easy. I think I'd go with living in Europe. They have some more skiing, I'd say, and hockey as well is much bigger in Europe than it is over in Asia. So I think I just fit the vibe there more.
Hockey is a great point, but I still think that I would move to Asia, specifically Japan, because I've just really fell in love with Japanese culture over like the past 10 years, and they just have a seamless incorporation of original traditional culture mixed with cutting edge technology and all of the fun stuff that's going on in the world of science. So it just seems like a happening place, and one day I wish I can visit. So yeah, that's where I would live if I had to pick between the two. Thank you so much to everyone who has been hanging out with us for the past 26 weeks. We hope we haven't gotten on your nerves yet. Get ready because this weekend, Real Ski is here. And it's taking my breath away.
That's right. This weekend on Sunday, July 5th, 1 p.m. and 1:30 p.m. Eastern. We will have all 25 runs coming to you, and we will be looking for your fan vote to see who is your favorite. And then the following weekend on Saturday, July 11th at the same time, we will be bringing you the top 6 to see who is crowned champion.
With Steep!
Yeah, I was getting to that. Steep's gonna be there too.
We'll see you guys this weekend for the Tartiflette Games Real Ski. I'm Nick.
And I'm Mitch.
And we'll see yous on the slopes.